What's up, everybody? This is Mal for the Pizza Boy, and welcome back to Road to Super Bowl 54. This is week 3. I'm against the Raiders. Let's get straight into it.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Godden alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. It's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Okay, against the Raiders. For offense, I think the only person we got to worry about is Antonio Brown.
Full swing as off we go.
I think that's the only one we got to worry
Sports.
about.
This is fielded at the goal line. Shifts by him. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately
I still can't find the hole.
He's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by a fifth-round pick in the 2019 draft out of North Dakota State. It's Easton Stick.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well.
I enjoyed
won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Like, I am a full Bison fan. North Dakota State, I enjoy watching them.
Here's Stick on 1st and 10. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
SuperBowl would be able to make
the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive. It just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they've put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he brought down somewhat awkwardly here on a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Here's how they'll line things up on the defensive side of the ball for Oakland. And they're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
I think it was getting him a touchdown, maybe.
On second down, Cook. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half.
Let's get rid of the
touchdown.
touchdown.
This young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. These fifth-rounders, and to use him as an example, maybe you take a little bit of a flyer on someone, hope you hit goal.
Exactly, because when you get into the 5th round, you're usually not counting on him to become a starter right away, but we've seen so many times, 5th, 6th,
There we
7th.
go.
It's
Second touchdown.
Viking touchdown. Irv Smith Jr., his second touchdown on the season, and the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly
I found out for that play, that tight end
coverage is just going to go to the
is
natural
mostly
guys, the guys that make the big
always
plays on the
going to be
outside.
open for a catch.
That's a tough
That's what I've
defense
noticed.
to handle.
Tough, they couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6.
Like usually when I'm
they got
watching
the
this
extra
play
point,
back in
and
like
it's
the
now a 7-0 game.
17,
So
19,
the drive there took
Gold
6
Man,
plays,
I
and it all
think
culminates
they were
in a
gonna be able to.
touchdown for
I know it was
Minnesota.
19 and 18. It's been so long since it was. I've seen this play. I've always looked at Rudolph. I never looked at any other position for that play. I've been looking at that position for this game though. And from my perspective, it
Bailey
looks like
now to
it's
kick it
mostly
away after the
always
touchdown.
open for a good play.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no
But you gotta
run
also
back here.
think
This
about
will be a
it. It's not
touchback,
the
and
same
it
play
comes
for
out to
every
the
team.
25-yard
Every team
line.
has their different
Derek
play
Carr
for
is set
stuff.
and ready to roll as he leads the Raiders out onto the field. Carr in his 6th season, 28 years of age, former second-round pick back in 2014, and a lot of people feel this is a critical season for Derek Carr as a Raider. Remember, there were whispers that the Raiders might be in the market for a QB in the draft, even contemplated maybe making a run at Kyler Murray, but in the end, they stood pat with Derek Carr, hoping that he's the long-term answer. Here's a pass swung out
No, you're not
left to his
getting that
running
far.
back. And he
He's not
will
getting
lose
him.
yardage and be backed up to the 24.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me
Today,
pregame. That's what they
I
did
know
there.
last week
Yeah, I
I
think
did
a
not
lot
watch
of people think
the
the coaching
Vikings
staff really
preseason
gets
game.
on them, and that's how they motivate them.
But today
Most of
I'm
these
gonna
guys are
actually get a
self-motivated.
chance
They
to
have a lot
actually
of pride
watch
in their
it.
performance.
I'm hoping
An
that the
extra
Vikings
defender in the
keep their
secondary for the
starters in
Vikings here on
for
3rd down.
2 quarters, but
Working from the gun, it's Carr.
you can never
And that is incomplete.
hope, because some teams take the starters out at the end of the first quarter
So the
or
defense
middle
able
of
to
the
get
second
off the field
quarter.
here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've
But
got
you
to
can
be
only
effective
hope.
on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses
I
chart.
just
How
want
did
to
we
see
do on
how the
3rd down?
Vikings
That's a nice start
starters
for them
can
in this
do
one.
against every
On
team.
4th down on now
Like
is the
against the
lefty
teams that they're
Ryan
playing.
Allen
I know
to
they
punt.
won their first preseason game,
This is taken at the 15.
but the thing is, you can never think
Nice
that
job on the return there, 16
they could have a
yards.
good
And the Vikings will
quarter or
take
so.
over here 1st and 10.
But that don't
And some
mean
time here to
that
focus on Kyle Rudolph
can
as
have
he
a
heads
good
back
game.
out there. The early returns
But
for him,
being a
very
Viking
good to
fan,
start this season. Interesting to
I
see
know
if he
the
can
Vikings
keep up
can
that
do
torrid
anything.
pace.
Yeah, when you're talking about averaging 100 yards a game as a receiver, extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster
They're
season. So,
dead.
yeah, you love what he's doing
And
here. I think it's got to go
connected
back
to
to the
Thielen.
offseason, doesn't it? It's got to go back to the roots, spending time with the guy who's going to throw the ball to him, spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and, of course, getting himself ready to play.
Now Stick. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move
Not that good
on
of a
first
play.
down.
Let's go one more. You draw Corker.
1st and 10, Stick. And incomplete there, almost picked off.
That was
That's one you
a
maybe
no-go. I
expect
know
your
that.
roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
I knew that was a no-go.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis, no jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway. They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead.
There we go. Dalvin Cook in the end
Touchdown,
zone.
Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
I found the good hole
So they
right
went to
there.
the ground game on 3rd, hoping to pick up the 1st. They also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to having to pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, 3rd down. They don't care that it's 3rd or whatever.
Good spin
They
move
figure they're going to throw the
down
ball.
the perfect
And when you call
hole
a running
and
play,
took it.
I think you energize them. I think you juice them up because I haven't met an offensive lineman yet that likes to pass block more than they like to run block. And they opened up some nice holes there for him, and he took it to the house.
Here's Bailey now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone.
I know,
and no
like,
run back
the
here.
next
This will
game
be a
is gonna be
touchback, and it
against
comes
Bears.
out to the 25-yard line.
I got my own separate
strategy
strategy as I'm playing.
toward the huddle. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the
I
first
did
half.
have a
This
little
becomes a pretty important
difficulty
drive, doesn't it?
It
These
certainly
new
does, and a
factors
lot
that
of
they
the
got in
teams
the game,
script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game.
somewhat
And typically those scripts
makes
go
it a
between
little
12 and
bit
24,
harder than the
25
previous
plays.
games because
Down 2 touchdowns.
you never know
early,
what's going to happen.
Probably not very deep into their
And
script.
it's Khalil
I think
Mack.
that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll
I don't
abandon
like
it just yet and
Oh,
try and
come
generate some
on.
offense on this
Can
drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board.
Xavier, you're not
Well,
supposed
we
to
looked
do
at each
that.
other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post.
Yeah, these new X
because
factors.
officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but
I
you
don't-
caused the play. You
I
did it. I
have
had
a little
to.
trouble with the Bears.
Following the
They got
penalty.
two X
And
factors on
he's
the
going to
defense
lose
right there.
yardage here.
Khalil Mack
That's going to go as a
and
loss
the
of
safety. I
2,
can't
and
remember
it'll be
the safety
2nd
name.
down.
Well, you had to put
But
it on your first drive, and on the first play of the second
you-
drive, you end up
it's
going
somewhat
backwards. I would
hard to
dare
me
say
because Khalil
they need
Mack
something
can
good to
get
happen right
past
here,
your
right now.
the offensive line so
This is
quickly.
Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. And they get to him after a gain of
Or maybe it's
6
just
to the
put it on the
46.
Vikings. Some
Despite
the
the
Vikings
blitz, still
offensive
able
line
to pick up a nice solid gain. The
trash.
disadvantage of blitzing
But they did get
often alters a normal
some
spacing
good
and run
linemen this
fits
year.
and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out.
Okay, 36. I'm gonna go into a cover 2.
Card out of throw. It's a screen to Richard.
Oh,
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
I give it
One
to
good
him.
for 13 and a Raider first
I
down.
give it to Carr.
Let's give a little credit
He
there. The
knew
offensive play
what
caller
to do
sense
in
that
that
the
play.
screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Oh, he has a rack up.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Throwing now is Carr. He's got a man. It's Williams. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Yeah, my defense is letting this happen to them.
This drive, it's been a good mix. 3
If I
passing
had a
plays,
better
3 runs,
skill
hitting
on
on all
like
3 of those passes, and the
linebackers,
last one
corners,
putting
and
him in the red
safeties,
zone.
I'll
So
probably
wouldn't you
play
think play
that.
action right here? Because you've got the ability,
My
you have the
defense
ability to
is
run
not
it
that
and throw
good.
it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Plays like we
They're
just
in the
saw
red
there.
zone.
That's
We
why
got
they're up
to
right
not-
now. And the
we can't
defense,
let
they're
them
doing their
score.
job.
Man, it starts with the guys
I
up
think
front.
we
So when you
only
talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot.
That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders.
I was going to say, the only score we can let them
Antonio
have
Brown.
would
His
be
third
like
touchdown now on the
a
year.
field goal, but
And the
that
Raiders
didn't
are
happen.
back within a score.
Gotta hurry up and quickly score now.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
This is taken at the 3.
Oh, that is some good run by me.
Midfield before going out of bounds at the 49.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night, they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams. An 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. And he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
That was a nice catch,
Starting play, a
Rudolph.
good one. Give him 19.
A nice
It's got to the
catch
point
by
where we see
Rudolph.
guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The end result, 21 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
There we go,
Thielen's
Thielen
got it.
touchdown.
Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And man,
Just
Charles,
keep
talk about
going.
singing something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this, after that throw, his hands will hurt later, not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. Bailey now for the extra point.
That was a good pass.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score.
I wonder how Easton Stick is going to do in his preseason game. His first game with the Chargers, he was the top quarterback. I wonder how he's going to do in his second game, though.
Bailey
I
now to
feel
kick
like
it
he
away after the
could
touchdown.
be the backup Philip Rivers, or the third string.
That's fielded in
I
the
just
end
know
zone.
he could
And no
be
run back
on
here.
the
This will be a
15-man roster.
touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still.
I know,
work to
another
do.
No doubt
former
about it. I
Bison.
wonder now if they're going to
with
try to increase the urgency
name
a
is,
little bit, maybe pump up the
Darius
pace,
Shepard.
maybe
He's
go
on the
2 minute.
Packers.
Who knows? Let's see what they
I
decide to
have
do.
heard
drive
that
starting with a
he
first
will be
down,
on the
11 yards on that
50-man.
pickup.
He is doing good with
Now
that.
Carr over the middle. He's got Tyrell Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being
I
tackled.
think it's going to be a good
Same
year this
exact
year.
result as last play, a pickup of 11. This will be caught by Brown. And he is tackled
really
inside the
going for Brown
40,
there.
not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Carr again. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah,
Able to get 7 on that first
I
down
think
pass
I should
play.
only
Second
try
and
to
3.
get it where they get a field goal at this point.
Carr to throw again. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Around the NFL, they're in the second quarter at Lambeau. The Broncos have taken the early lead. Joe Flacco leading the charge offensively. And out now come the Vikings. They've got the lead, and certainly a big reason why some of these catches we take a look at right now.
And I've seen it so many times that when units start to play really well, they feed off of each other and play even better. And they're making every catch possible.
I do like that catch.
Contested, non-contested, easy, difficult, big-time plays.
I did like
and
that.
Right now, that's why their team's in the lead.
Ready? 30 base.
I need to try to get closer to the end zone.
Stick looking to throw on 1st and 10. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll throw on 2nd down as Stick. And that's going to be incomplete.
That was not
good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, and it's 3rd down. Here's Stick, 3rd and long. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that
There we
one.
go.
Wasn't able
Got
to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Come on, set. 91.
Stick to throw once more. Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, and a big
Diggs
touchdown.
for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
That was a bomb for
Remember,
the
partner,
end
that's a
zone.
rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Extra point try by Bailey.
That was a good one, though.
He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now
Truthfully, how is either
28-14.
gonna, if he didn't, Stephon didn't get
There
that.
on that drive. And it all
I would
culminates in a
try to go for a
touchdown for
field goal.
Minnesota. Bailey now to kick it away after the
But-
touchdown.
He got a 2-score game.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
That's all I
And
can
not
do.
wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head
That's
down
why I
to
need to keep
Orlando,
it
that's
out.
where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports
212
Halftime
passing yards.
Report.
That is
Time for
nice.
a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field. The Super Bowl 52 champs hosting a team that's never won a Super Bowl, the Detroit Lions. And it's the Lions who hold on to the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. From there, we'll head to Buffalo to check on the Bills at home in New Era Field. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. and they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. The Broncos trying to finish that one off and claim victory. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
I'm going
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half.
Oh, God.
Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something.
And a big one here as he's taken down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And then me and Daniel fighting. Jeez. That is far back in the zone.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Now Carr. And this will be incomplete. Something of a rare incompletion. Remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
But last week was what's commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, that's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well. I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go.
Stephon did not want to go down
very
at all.
good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now a run with Cook. And some room to run now.
And he is gone.
Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Well, his first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start second half.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Start the second half.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. They used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that and second down.
Clear the throat. You got to do that a lot.
On second down now, it's Martin.
Kendrick,
And
you
just
did
a short
good.
gain that time as they're able to get him down.
I wonder how the
1 yard
Vikings
gain there
defense is
following
going to
the
this
3
year.
yard
It's
pickup on
Jim
first
again.
down.
Really pissed
That
at
didn't appear
them.
to be a run
Not
blitz. He
liking
just
it.
started in once he saw the run develop.
Hopefully,
That appeared to be a case of
it'll be a
see-ball,
good year
get
for the
ball.
defense.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's
That's the
probably
thing
what
I
he wishes
never
he
get
had back.
how people
He
can
wishes
go
it had been
so
7
quickly
on
and
7 in
predicting
practice. Or
what
maybe
teams
even
can
routes
do
versus
in
air.
this season.
Because that's a completion he makes, what,
There's already people
9.9 times out of
speculating.
10?
I saw on
Just missed that
Facebook.
one.
Predicting
Adam
that the
Thielen,
Vikings
he
could go
gets
to the
set
Super
to
Bowl
go
this year.
again with the rest of this offense.
I
Pretty
saw
good
three
game for him so
things
far. I
kind of
guess
as
he's still
like
got time here to
they
make this
can
a great
surpass
game, but so
Thielen
far
and
he's been
catching
solid.
and
I
stuff.
like where you're going with that.
If
Because it has been pretty good.
Kirk
But there's always that hint that
can
things can really
surpass what he
escalate
did last
for
season
him.
and what
right now,
Dalvin
they
can surpass
feel like
last
they're
season.
somewhat keeping him
There's
in check.
another thing
He
I
has found
can
the end zone
remember.
once, but boy, he can explode.
Those
And the
three
Raiders
are the
have
only ones
got him.
I totally can remember. But
Oh, free
how
safety
can you
blitz, that
really
can be
know
a gamble, but it
how a
proves
team can
fruitful
do in
there.
this
Yeah, you're
season?
exactly right about the
If the
gamble
season
because
has not
oftentimes
begun
the
yet,
free
it's
safety is the
only
last
been
line of
preseason.
defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and
And
blows
there's
it
a
in for good measure.
treadmill catch.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Yeah,
I think the
let's
last
just
two
talk
plays
down.
really
Now it's going to
illustrate
be the
how
fourth
difficult
quarter.
it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Cut 8 read.
Let's go stick. We need you.
Throwing again on second down. Stick, eluding the pressure right. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
But he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Apart from Kyler Murray, not too many mobile QBs in this year's rookie class, but some good scrambling there to get the first.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to
Oh,
develop.
that-
He took advantage of it. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
12 to 17.
Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. On second and 10, it's Stick. Buying time to his left. And that's going to be incomplete.
he
Too tough to
smacked
hold
it
on to
away.
that one. It's second down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're taking a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
So he got 9 yards that time, but he needed 10, and it brings up 4th and 1.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. He's brought down after a very nice gain. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Quarterback sneak. Can I get Stick in the end zone for the first touchdown of the season?
They'll try and sneak it here.
And he got
They'll
in.
take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Easton Stick taking it in. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and it converted a second time for 6 points.
Extra
4th
point
and
up
1,
and good by
I usually
Bailey.
think they're going to be going into like a field goal position. Run plays are one of the best things I think that can get good plays out of when it goes into that type of position.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
That's how it usually is.
In these
fourth quarter
we're trying to win a game.
Time limit.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
I think they were
defensively, you look at the numbers, another incomplete pass we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. Williams loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it?
They made a mistake right there.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Here's Stick looking to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Maurice Hurst coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Stick looks to throw.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Rookie to rookie, that's what you guys say.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
I'm
So
going
the
to try
Vikings
to
in possession of football as we get you reset.
get 1st down, see if
They
the
have
Raiders
just about
will
put this one on ice as they've got it
call
here.
the timeout.
1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the
timeout,
offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
The thing is, I wish this could be like more like real life. If there's like a certain amount of time left and you kneel the ball, it just ends it. But with this, you gotta always wait until the final second.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
In real life, at this point, after I kneeled this time, it would just say, game over. go home. But in Madden, it doesn't really do that. I don't know why.
Ready. To 18, Gator.
Because this would be the final kneel of the game. It was a good game though. I did rack up some good plays with Easton Stick. I enjoyed playing with him. But next week it's gonna be difficult. I'll be against the Bears.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Vikings, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Alright, I'm going to leave us off here. And if you guys liked it, smash that like button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later, guys.